Well, now tonight we're going to try something totally different. Going to do some street photography at 12,800 ISO. I'm going to also try using remote control from my phone, see how that works. Here we are, the Galtway. What a beautiful little alley this is. Really picturesque. Just look at that. It's only been there for a few years. It's pretty darn interesting. Here I'm pairing my phone and my camera together so that I can control the camera by Wi-Fi. I've done a little bit of this, but not very much. I want to see how it'll work for doing a self-portrait of myself. What a beautiful alley it is. I mean, look at the light. It keeps changing constantly, and the graphics, the graffiti on the walls. Look at that. Wowee. And with this on my camera, I can adjust my focus point. I can adjust the film speed, or the ISO. No film anymore. My focus point, just tap on it and away I go. So here I'm walking into the picture. I'm looking at the phone to see whereabouts I am in the picture. I'm going to take a few shots here and see how it works out. I can see it on my phone, but you can't see anything on the back of the camera. The pictures are recorded to the SD card in the camera, the same as usual. So processing will be the same. There's my shot. I'm really happy with that. Mary did quite a bit of work on Lightroom with that, and if you stick around towards the end of the video, you'll see our process for importing and editing the pictures. What an amazing place this is. Now this video is shot on another cell phone. It's not Olympus Video at all, but you can still see the results, what we're getting. There's my picture on the back of the camera. I'm pretty impressed with it. Now I'm going to just take a few shots of the alley by itself through remote control. And I'm really struck on the lighting, and I think it's great. 12,800 ISO on the OM1 is pretty darn good. Now we're back home. We put the card in our computer, import the files that we want to work on. There's all the files in Lightroom. This is the one we want to work on, so we'll go into the develop mode. We're going to use Denoise. It's loading the Denoise data right there. And then just activate Denoise. It's going to take about 15 seconds, it says. Now, if we had a faster video card, it would be faster yet, but it would cost thousands of dollars to cut the time in half. So I'm satisfied with 15 seconds to denoise my files. Works very well, actually. Now Mary's putting a gradient on there, a radio gradient. We're in develop mode. You put a radio gradient on there, and she can adjust the lighting on me, just as if we had a spotlight on my face while we were shooting it. I'm so impressed with these new features in Lightroom. It just gets better every day. Okay, now we're going to go to Photoshop. Look at that bird. I wish I'd see a bird like that sometimes, and always with the full moon behind him too. Now we go Control 0, and we'll go to full frame on the monitor so you can have a better look at what we're doing. Now I'm shooting off the monitor, so the resolution isn't all that great on these images, but it still looks pretty good. There's the picture using Lightroom Denoise with the radial adjustments to adjust the exposures. I'm pretty happy with it. Now we're going to go back in and do it without denoise. We're going to just process the file and put the same gradient on to brighten it up the same. Try and keep everything similar. And then we'll compare with denoise, without denoise, and then we're going to use an on-one plugin to sharpen it. Denoise and tack sharp, and see what we prefer. There's no noise coming in. Left hand side is the way it is. The right hand side is with the adjustments, and we'll see how it works out. It seems to make me very soft on the preview here and make my eyes into hollows of madness, but we'll see what happens. Okay, it's applied. Now we go into Photoshop, and it doesn't look that bad really. It looks pretty reasonable. Adjust the exposures a little wee bit here. Lightroom, not denoised, right there. And here it is when we've applied no noise AI, which in our opinion Lightroom Denoise worked better. Just using Lightroom Denoise worked better than the On1 plugin, which is, you know, the On1 plugin is a subscription and it costs almost as much as Lightroom and Photoshop combined, so it's something to consider. Now I'm just going to take some remote control pictures from the camera. I get a kick out of using my phone to control the camera. Works fairly well. I've used this technique to photograph kingfishers and such where they don't see me. Now look at there, wow. And there I am. It's better to have an assistant to push the shutter release than it is to have the control in your hands. Now we're just going to take a few pictures of the alley and get the content there, see what it looks like. The Olympus files are head and shoulders above the ones from the phone, there's no doubt about it. Now this phone is a bit older than mine. It's one generation older than the one that I use. Mine gets better video, but that keeps improving. I'm still, look at there, wow. I think that's a great picture of that mural. Denoised and sharpened and everything. Take a few more shots here to see what's happening. It's kind of wild being out on the street like this with people going around. Here's another self-portrait of me with my phone in my hand. Different perspective on it there. No noise is not up to the specs of Lightroom, I don't think. I think denoised in Lightroom works the best. Here I'm taking some shots here. I'm just shooting these handheld. This reminds me of Ireland, the flower baskets on the doors and such. Even window displays like this. I got such a kick out of this flying dog. Here we are just looking down the street. I'm going to take a little walk down the street and see what we can find. Denoising really helps on these files. Now I'm just walking down the street. There's something going on. I didn't know what it was just yet, but I'm walking down there and I see something happening on the front of that building. It's like a post office building or a Times Square or something. I'm going to get some shots here. Shoot some video. Now this is video with my camera. This is OM1 video and it's pretty reasonable. I think it's very good with such low light. I mean, we're pitch dark outside and just working with the lights on the building. There's phone video of me from behind getting my shots here. And that's phone video too. By comparison, the Olympus video is much better. Yeah, very striking. I think this is amazing. We don't have any buildings lit up like this. It's a really nice light show. Just projected right on the building. I think it's great. And the cars flying by. I really like to get the streaks of cars. I first started doing that in Ireland a long time ago, shooting buildings with the cars flying by. And then that car just went by and I got a picture where it looks like it's levitating. Here's some shots of the buildings with the Olympus. There you can see the light patterns that are being projected on the building. All in all, I'm thinking at 12,800 for street photography at night. This is pretty impressive. Look at there, there's a car speeding by. And I'm shooting handheld too at a slow shutter speed. More cars zooming past. Lightroom but not denoised. You can see quite a bit of grain on the car in the foreground there. When we use no noise, there the car is like levitating with no wheels or anything. And Lightroom Denoise, marginally better than the no noise, I think. That's a little wonky watching that happening. We're in Galt, little town outside of Kitchener right now, and I had so much fun there, really. It was just great. Walking around, taking pictures, and the church there in the background. The bright light right in the middle is a little distracting, but what can you do? It's a very old town. I mean, there's some really interesting buildings here. The water is so high, we've had like flooding everywhere around here. I quite like this church off in the distance. Straightening it up a little wee bit to get the perspective better. The sign is very distracting because it's so bright. This is probably a little bit better, avoiding the sign. There's somebody going down the Galway, headed down the alley. It's really neat. The light keeps changing in there somehow too. It's pretty amazing. Then we went downtown Waterloo to get some shots of the shops and some new structures that have been put up there. These are all kind of modernistic, I guess. Rows of scooters and shops. A Tesla flew by. That was pretty interesting. Streets are really neat here. I just took a walk up and down here, talked to a few people on the street, looked in some windows. I like the reflection on the glass and the signs inside, and again, cars driving by. A pub here, an Irish pub. Ethel's Lounge has been around for 30 some odd years. It's one of the oldest places on the strip that's still active. Here I'm warming my hands by the fire. Put me in mind of Phil Collins, actually. Wow, look at that bicycle right in front of the bicycle shop, and there's a bike doing a wheelie across in front of me. I was so happy that I caught that. Well, thanks for visiting Bella's Vistas. Please come on back again. Look down in the description for a link to our photographs and a couple of rock videos too.